My name is Sushant. I retired at 41 with just my salary and investing. And today I'm going to show you my entire stock portfolio. But I'm not going to tell you the total. You can figure that out yourself by the end. And one part of it might make you think that I should not have retired at all. Now, before you start guessing, this portfolio did not always look like this. In fact, on my way to my first million, I was doing something completely different, which is why if you just try to copy what I'm doing today, you might actually slow yourself down. Let's start with the part that most people would question first, the cash. Right now, I'm holding roughly $350 to $400,000 in cash. Yes, in cash. And if you're thinking that sounds smart, it might actually not be. Because on my way to my first million, I was almost never sitting on cash like this. In fact, I would say for most of the people, this would be a wrong move. So why am I doing it now? Well, this is not fear. This is not me trying to perfectly time the market. This is about having flexibility when things get volatile. Markets over the past year have been all over the place, as we all know, and I wanted to have dry powder ready when the opportunity strikes. So, except for my 1 year of emergency fund, I will be deploying this gradually over the next few months. Not all at once, not based on the headlines, but I will dollar cost average it. But again, this is where people get it wrong. They see this and they think that they should also be doing this. But what works at one stage can hurt you at another. And honestly, sitting on this much cash still makes me uncomfortable. Now, let's move on to the part that actually drives most of the growth, the brokerage account. And this is where most of the people expect me to start listing stocks, ETFs, what I bought, what I sold, what is up, what is down. But that is actually not the point. Because one of the biggest mistake I made early on was trying to pick the right stocks. And I realized something over time. Most people know that they cannot consistently beat the market. But still, when they are alone, sitting in their office all by themselves, they will still try to beat the market. So today, this part of my portfolio is not about predictions. It is all about structure. So roughly speaking, I have little over $600,000 in the US equities and another $250,000 to $300,000 in the international markets. Within the US portion, the majority is in large cap companies, around 66%, with smaller allocations to mid cap, which is around 20%, and 13 to 40% is allocated to small caps. So this way, I get stability from the large names, but still get some growth from the smaller segments. And on the international side, there is exposure to both developed markets and a smaller allocation to emerging economies. I'm not trying to guess which segment will win next. I just want exposure to all of them. Then I also keep smaller allocations to bond. That includes both US bonds and international, just to balance things out. And then there is a meaningful portion in alternatives as well. Things like real estate exposure, commodities, and other non traditional assets. This has around $180,000. So, this is not one big bet, it is a collection of smaller, controlled bets. The goal here is simple. I don't want one market, one sector, or one idea to control my entire portfolio. And yes, there are individual positions in here, but they are sized in a way where they do not control the outcome of my entire portfolio. Because at this stage of the game, it is less about hitting home runs and more about staying in the game. And this entire taxable bucket now has little over $1.1 million. Again, this is a very different mindset from when you are building your first few $100,000 portfolio. And then there is one part of my portfolio that almost nobody pays attention to, but it might actually matters the most, my retirement account. And this is the simplest part of everything I have shown you so far. No stock picking, no timing, no overthinking, just broad index funds across US market, international exposure, and some bond. So in this account, I have US equities around $300,000, international around $120,000 to $130,000, bonds around 80 to 90,000, and alternatives about 25 to $30,000. So overall, this has a little over $500,000. And honestly, this is probably the most boring part of my portfolio. But boring is exactly what made this grow, because this is the only part where I'm not interfering at all, and if you look closely, this is one of the part most people keep changing, and this is where they lose. Now, if you zoom out at my portfolio level, I'm sitting on around 20% in cash, 26% is in retirement account, and 54% is in the taxable brokerage account. And this is just my financial portfolio. This does not include my real estate at all. I have a primary home, I have rental properties, everything is paid off, which together is a significant part of my entire net worth. So if you have been adding all of this up in your head, you probably have the number by now, right? But that number is not the point. The real takeaway is this: what works at one stage of your financial journey can hurt you at another. The strategy that got me to my first million is not what I'm doing today. And most people make the mistake of copying the portfolios, instead of understanding the phase they are in. If you want to see exactly how I built my first $1 million portfolio from salary and investing, I have a full video breaking that down step by step. You can watch right up here. And yes, don't forget to subscribe. Your finance friend Sushant, signing off.